Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to a new character in Overwatch. It is Bastion 76. All joking aside though, what we're going to do in this video is take a look at Soldier versus Bastion. So what we've got here is Soldier in his standard mode, firing with his, well, in his standard mode, he's only got one mode, primary fight, and we've got Bastion in recon mode. And we're trying to kill the target dummies as fast as possible. You will notice Soldier is killing them quicker. Actually, I'm kind of cheating a little bit there with Soldier. I was aiming on the target before I fired, but Soldier does kill them quicker. Trust me, you can see in the video, he is killing them much quicker. This is an extreme range example, but this is an extreme range at full auto. It must be said, Soldier would kill this much faster if it was controlled bursts, and so would Bastion. However, you'll notice Soldier is still killing them quicker with fully auto, and Soldier would outdo Bastion if it was targeted burst fire at the target into the headshot. Because remember, Bastion can crit in recon mode, but he cannot crit in Sentry Mode. So that means he can't headshot when he's got the massive minigun deployed, which is huge, and you will see that later on in this video how it affects Bastion in the game. So Soldier still wins at this range, and Soldier still wins at the other range. And of course, I'm not even using the Helix rocket, but I'll show that in a second. So what about Soldier versus Sentry Mode Bastion? This one's kind of interesting, but again, Soldier is killing these targets quicker because he can headshot. It's more targeted fire. Bastion is doing a pretty good job though. I mean, that is not DPS to be sniffed at there. It is ridiculous damage, and it is awesome for ripping down barriers, because remember, there's no crit there, and it's got a massive widespread, so firing at big targets like these target dummies is easier. Firing at a smaller target like a Tracer or something is much more difficult for a Sentry Mode Bastion. Now this is extreme range, and you'll notice there's literally no comparison here. Soldier is just wiping the floor with Sentry Mode Bastion, and this is right, because it's not a ranged weapon, the minigun. It's kind of a medium to close range, just absolute barrier destroying weapon of craziness. It also does kill tanks pretty quick, so you can rip Divas down, Roadhogs, and even Reinhardt, although Reinhardt can counter you, and you'll see this in the video, which is absolutely beautiful. A little bit later on though. So yeah, there's no comparison here. Soldier easily wins. One thing though I did there is I used my Helix rocket on Soldier, didn't I? I wasn't using that through that test. You would use your Helix rocket, which does give Soldier the edge in a lot of DPS situations when it's kind of 1v1. So this is interesting. Look at this. This is, well, it's Genji jumping on Bastion, and I'm just running around repairing myself, making myself a nuisance. He had to kill me with his ultimate, which is absolutely ridiculous. Bastion is kind of like, not really a counter to Genji, but he's a massive nuisance. Like, Genji finds it very difficult to do stuff to Bastion now, just because he can run away and repair himself. It's crazy. So, let's talk about Sentry Mode, because this is a beautiful example of what goes on with Sentry Mode. You can jump into this mode much quicker now, so you transform faster. You can jump into the Sentry Mode and start blasting away. I'm thinking this is a good position here. Watch Reinhardt. See that? I only did like half damage to him there. He charged me and killed me. Luckily, we got the res off from Mercy, but that was exactly the right thing to do there for Bastion. Well, to counter him for Reinhardt, because Bastion will annihilate your barrier, and he really does super quick. But as soon as he realised that, he charged me, and he does that later on in the video. I believe I've added that into the video again. Yeah, I did at the end of the video, which is absolutely like, it's how you deal with a Sentry Mode Bastion if you're Reinhardt, if you're close enough. So, let's just talk about what's going on here. So, I'm pushing forward, I'm doing quite a bit of damage in recon mode, and you'll notice I spend not most of the video in recon mode. I'm sort of almost 50-50 recon Sentry, because it's so smooth now. You can just jump into Sentry Mode, jump into recon mode. So here I am chilling, a res is about to come in. Or did the res just come in? Yeah, the res just came in. I'm off my face. That's why I went into Sentry Mode and started to bash them. This, though, is the interesting thing here. Look at this. Reinhardt's out of position. You can run forward and just jump straight into Sentry Mode and just blast this barrier down. That is something Soldier 76 cannot do. And that is a major, major difference here. What we've got, in my eyes right now, is a more interesting Soldier to play that does less damage in recon mode compared to standard Soldier. Look at that damage there on that. Look at that. That was insane. There's no crit damage there, but pretty much all of my shots were slamming into that diva, and she's ripped out of her mech. She literally cannot do anything. This, though, is quite interesting, the tank mode. You've got less survivability in this mode now, which I think is fair, because considering the other buffs Bastion has got. Here, look, that again is awesome. He charges me, he wipes me out. I'm lucky I get rezzed again, but that is exactly what he should be doing to sort of deal with me there. I mean, he outplayed me completely, but I got rezzed, so kind of whatever. I guess Mercy outplayed him. This is a massively interesting change to Bastion, because if I want to just go back, well, I do want to go back just a second to talk about the more interesting Soldier 76 syndrome. When you look at Soldier can sprint. Soldier's got you could argue a better heal, because it's got more utility, right? So he can heal teammates. Bastion can only heal himself, but he can keep moving around, so it's sort of like a personal heal that stays with him, which is obviously quite powerful, especially in duel situations. Although I must say, a Soldier versus a Bastion in a duel, Soldier should win that duel because he can Helix rocket him, which does massive spike damage, and then just fire at him and kill him, because Bastion's not going to be able to out-heal the damage from Soldier's weapon. And the same kind of goes for McCree. If McCree gets a flashbang in, fan the hammer, or just starts landing the headshots, he should kill a Bastion in close range. I mean, look at that. I got dived again by the Genji, and he's purposely doing that just to see if he can kill me, I guess. And I'm just walking around healing myself, which is crazy. So let's talk about the utility, because you're going to see it in this video. It's very fluid to play Bastion now. He can just go into Sentry Mode, go into Recon Mode for different situations. Like if I want to fight that McCree, okay, he was emoting at me there and I killed him. But if I want to fight these guys in close combat here, well, I can do it jumping around in Recon Mode, firing away, trying to get damage onto them. It's fine, it's cool. But then if I need Sentry Mode, I can just go straight into it, like boom, like a click of the fingers, and start working on barriers, start working on larger targets, then I can jump out of it and I can move around. It feels so nice to play Bastion, but he is definitely not a Soldier 76 replacement. I've played a ridiculous amount of Soldier. I mean, an absolutely ridiculous amount of Soldier. And would I take Bastion over Soldier? Sometimes, I think. But that's the great thing, right? There is now an option. It's not just totally Soldier 76, because if you're like, you see this area here in Control Center, usually two Reinhardts will meet each other here at the start of the round. If you've got a Bastion now, he comes around the corner, jumps to Sentry Mode, blasts the enemy Reinhardt barrier down, goes into Recon Mode and becomes like a Soldier 76 and just starts firing away. Soldier could not rip the barrier down as fast as Bastion. It is a very interesting change. How this is going to affect the game, I don't know. How, well, it's going to make Bastion more viable. If he's going to remain like this when he actually hits the live servers, again, I don't know, because it's still early days on the PTR, but he definitely feels playable now. I mean, Bastion was playable before, but very situational. You spent most of your time in Sentry Mode. Now, you spend it in Recon and Sentry Mode, but it's not like you're spending 80% of your time in Recon. Oh, no, no, no. You can jump into Sentry. You can see me here jumping into Sentry, jumping into Recon. It's absolutely beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Stylosa, this is Unit Lost. If you enjoyed the video, then subscribe to the channel, like the video below, and let me know what you think about Bastion. Remember, you can play Bastion right now on the PTR on PC if you change your region from wherever you are to PTR, download the client, and check out Bastion. I'll catch you next time, guys. Toodaloo.